Yes, Ajay.
Okay, we started.
Yeah.
So today is 6th April 2022. I'll keep everyone in mute for time being. If you have any queries, then please unmute and talk. Okay.
Yeah, Vajrang, I can see that people will join in some RPA project.
Continue. I don't think so. Even if they join, they need to come back. They cannot go into any other meeting because I'll not be there.
Okay. I just have gave him this URL and asked them to join us.
Yep. Okay, fine. I have also posted them. So let's see. I think we are in the same meeting, RPA project team one. Everyone are in the same meeting. Okay. So what are the activities that we'll take forward? First one is we will have teams. So the division of team creations must be done according to your experience. So I hope everyone have filled in this particular team's experience charter or experience tracker. If not, please go ahead and fill it immediately. So how many members? We have only 21 members updated. Remaining members should update them. Okay. I will check with these years as well as with your RPA experience, and I need to divide you into the teams. I cannot have both 5 years experienced persons in the same team. We need to divide them, and everyone will be given a different task. We have people who will be working as business analysts, and people who will be working as RPA developers, people who will be working as solution architects as well. For example, if you can see Maruti, who is having close to 10 years of experience, and we have Kiran, who have 11 years of experience but into non-IT. So I'm not training them or I'm not assigning them into development. So I'll give a different role for them, but you need to take part in all the kind of activities. Okay. The next activity or next. Okay. So the next one about projects. So since you are joining in early, we will have one project that will be completed this week by Saturday. Okay, so we may need to extend 1 or 2 sessions um, for this week alone, not in the next week. Okay. Okay. So okay. So here I have few questions. Where is the sheet? Okay, you have Rashmi. I'll ping you after this meeting, or I'll just wait for a second. I'll just give the call link for everyone. Copy link. Yep. Okay, for now, for the time being, don't go into any other screen. Hope everyone are having UiPath installed in their machines, and also try to connect with the prerequisites that we have. Well, we'll not be covering any existing projects. We'll be doing with a new project. But even before we do a new project, let's take a simple example of addition of two numbers. There is only a simple project that I will start. Addition of two numbers. First, let's understand and analyze what exactly should be done. So Yep. So all the details will be available in the notes. So you need not worry about taking the notes, or you need not worry about where exactly the details will be available. All the details will be available for you at all the times. Okay. Patan Basha. People. Yep. Okay. So got it. So you can unmute and talk. This will be a discussion. This is a conversation between you and me, and you can talk at any point of time. So what should we need to add two numbers? For example, if a user gets an input or if a robot gets an input, what should we need for addition of two numbers? Like, okay, if there is an input given to you, like there is an Excel file, input is an Excel file, and in this Excel file, we have a table. Okay, so in this table, we have something called first number, second number, and this is the result. Okay, so everyone can start talking and they can give their inputs. That's fine. So what should we start with?
Yes, we can add column 1 and the column 2 in the result, like data table dot column of the name or
Okay.
We can use the read range activity. We can read the text.
Okay.
It
Okay.
will store inside the
Okay.
data table.
So what you can do is let me take points one by one. We need to use read range activity, right?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Then
It will be
After
storing
that,
anytime.
for each row activity,
for
for
each
each row data row,
okay.
then we assign
Then
We need to
We
store
have to
the
assign the
result
result
in.
with the variable.
do one thing. I'll ask only one person. That person answer. Okay. That will be easier. Um. Okay. Who is answering now? Bindu, can you please talk?
Yes,
Okay. First thing,
we can assign.
is my voice audible to everyone, crisp and clear or not?
Yeah, yes.
that's clear.
Okay. So Avinash, you may need to
Hello,
check.
Vagwan, your voice is getting interrupted.
Yeah, you may need to
Audio
reconnect
interrupted.
because others are able to connect properly without any issues.
Yeah, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, your voice is also breaking for me. So just check with your network. Okay, try to be in a stable network. So first, what is the first step that we need to do?
We have to assign a variable to the read range, that
Assign
is
a
a
variable.
data table. So in the
Okay.
for each, in the
Okay.
value we need to assign the data table dot rows.
Okay, so you are telling that in for each row. Okay, for each row, okay, we got one row, then what we need to do?
Yes, we need to use the assign activity, that data table dot column of equals to, we need to, at last we
So
need
you
to
mean
add
to
this.
say the result equal to you can guys, you can also chat. I have the chat window also open. So you can go ahead and chat. Result equal to first number plus second number. Can I write this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Then
in the assign.
I need to write it back to the Excel.
Yes,
So what should I use?
in the sense.
Right range activity.
Okay. But if we are using for each row, can we use right range or can we use
Right
right
string
cell?
activity.
Right
Right,
cell activity.
right cell. Okay. Right cell and update in last cell for each row. Okay. Okay. Then
At first, yeah, I think the first number and the second number should be also saved in some different variables, right?
that's fine. But is this what the end goal is?
Yeah,
Yes, now we can come out of for each.
Okay.
and we can also try to input on the
We need to
output
change
ones.
in range.
What exactly do we need to do?
We need to change range.
I think range is fine.
I
For
mean,
each row we are doing Excel, everything is done.
Now we need to write the data table into Excel.
Why do we need? We are already writing for each, right? For each cell, for each row we are writing into a cell. No need.
Okay, that we are writing in data table.
Okay. Okay. So I think the code should be sufficient. How many of you think that this is correct?
We can use for each also, right?
Okay, there is an option
Not
called close Excel. Okay, close Excel. Okay, so everything is correct, or just
no,
tell
no.
yes, no, all right.
For rank cell, we have to just specify the cell number, which cell number we have to write, and for that we have to pass index number and if you writing columns, you can see C plus data dot column dot
That's
index
fine,
number.
but this is like an algorithm where we are trying to write. This is not the exact code,
Yeah,
but this is what you want,
yes.
right, Chandu? Kundan.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is the mistake that each and every one of you are making while answering in an interview. Okay, uh, first, to start with any project, none of us or any projects, no one will ever go into UiPath Studio to write the code. Okay, none of the projects will start with UiPath code. So if someone asks you how did you start your project, or if this is the basic and first mistake people are doing, you may have experience or you may not have experience. This is what is making the difference between 30% hike and 100% hikes. Okay, people who are getting 30% hike are more concentrated on the code. They are just understanding or writing the code that they know. But people who are getting very good hikes, they are answering in such a way that they answer to a project, not to a else condition, not to a if condition, not to a for each loop. Okay, so if the same question is asked in an interview, so this is the answer that each and everyone will go ahead and tell. All you will do is you'll go ahead and tell, okay, first I'll read the Excel and then I will use for each row, and then I will use a SN statement and add two numbers and then close. Is this correct? Am I correct? Just tell in the message box. How I think
Yeah,
most of you
proper
have.
step. Yeah,
Yes,
proper
yes.
step should be noted. Same mistake.
What is that? Okay, everyone are writing.
The step-by-step procedure should be noted.
What?
Definitely, yeah, it's correct.
So what is the step-by-step process?
Whatever the we put the steps into the code, that should be noted into the document first. At first,
Okay, you came to a previous stage, but exactly that's not what is required. So,
First, we need to read that input data in like suppose we are using RE framework in the sense. First of all, in that we need all applications. We need to read this all input data with a proper from the starting onwards.
okay.
Yes,
So, Bindu, how many years of experience do you have?
2 years.
And to RPA?
2 years.
Exactly. Bindu, when you're going for interviews, you are making this mistake. Maybe you don't know how to answer this, or you don't know, or you're not doing this activity. Okay, so all these answers are wrong.
Okay.
We have to create a PDD document, means for understanding whatever the requirement we are having. And
Maruti came
what are
into
the
a
variables?
correct picture, but Maruti not PDD document. Okay, so let's also check what are the right answers. Okay, I'll just cut this one and see, I'm just trying to help you out. Okay, okay. So what are the correct answers? So this is what will make the difference. Why exactly do we need to do this automation? Okay, so these are the correct answers or the correct questions you should ask. Okay, who are the audience? Who will be impacted? Are the process steps standardized? Okay, do we have, how many applications do we have to automate? Okay, and what are the process is the process documentation completed? Okay, so all these steps will come under analysis phase. So for every project, we have something called software development lifecycle. Now we are talking about software development lifecycle. Okay, so when someone asks you how are you creating or how are you starting a project, then most of the answers will be BA will give me some PDD and then I will talk to the members and I will start with the code. But that will not happen. So sometimes a developer need to talk to a business user because the team may not have a BA, business analyst, to give you the requirements. So the day you started answering that, I will first, when there is a requirement, I will first check with the requirement document. Okay. Once I checked with this requirement document, I will see if there are any bottlenecks for the process to be completed. Okay. Okay. And um, create a questionnaire document or create a document with all the questions. And before automation, we will do all these steps. We will check why do we need this automation. Before automation, we will check all these steps. Okay, why do we need this automation? How many applications do we need? How calculate complexity of the automation? Okay, so there will be a different question like, okay, how will you calculate complexity? Depends on how many applications do we have?
Process explanation.
Do we have? How many steps are we automating? Okay, are there any steps? Are there any manual steps required? Manual activities like human activities required? Okay, now this comes under analysis phase. So how can you check what are the different life cycle of RPA? Just check with RPA life cycle. RPA lifecycle. There are multiple documents that I will give you for reference, so you can use that. Okay, here software development lifecycle. So I'll give you the link. Okay, done. So just check with this lifecycle. So there are multiple things. First thing is discovery phase. We are first discovering why exactly do we need that automation, or even before we are saying that okay, automate or add two numbers, we need to first identify that there is a process to add two numbers that is repeating and that need to be automated. So that comes under discovery phase. And the second phase is solution design phase, where we are creating our process documentation and everything. So the second phase is, this is analysis phase or discovery phase. Okay. The next one is, okay. The next one is solution designing phase or documentation. I will just write all the details. The third one is development phase. So once the documentation is completed, then you will have a PDD, that is process definition document. Only then you need to go into development. If the PDD is not prepared or solution design document is not prepared, then don't go for development. Okay. While development, we will have testing and then production deployment and hypercare phase and then support and maintenance. So each and every one in this team need to be in each and every activity of each and every stage. So there will not be any condition or any specification that you will not be taken part into testing phase or development phase. If you are doing a analysis, still support and maintenance, everyone must do each and every activity. And for your information, till now I haven't touched anything with respect to coding or with respect to technical things like okay, there is a if loop or there is a link query, go ahead and write it. I am not talking about it. This is pure project development that we are discussing on, because link query will be in one or two projects, but this analysis phase till this life cycle end will be in each and every project, and each and every phase will be covered in each and every project. Okay, so this is where the difference will come by the way how you answer. If you are saying like tell me about your project, or if someone is asking how tell me about the life cycle of this project, then you need to start from okay, first there will be a discovery phase or analysis phase where there will be requirements given by a user, or at least we will guide user on how to pick one solution that he can showcase us or he can bring for automation. Then once that is done, then we will make some calculations and we will give him an answer whether that process can be automated, or if the process need to be standardized or anything that is required so that the process can be executed or automated. Then we will create a PDD. So in solution design and documentation phase, we will create process definition document, PDD. The full name is process document will be created. Okay, so what this process definition document will have, it will have each and every step what must take. Okay,
So, Vajra, who will be creating this PDD?
exactly. So ideally this will be created by a business analyst.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but check in this current phase, we are working like a business user or a developer is expected also to create a PDD, because there is
Yes.
no separate business analyst available for their team. They are starting new. or else the
Okay.
team is in such a way that their business analyst or the PDDs are created by the developers or solution architects itself. Okay, so
Yes,
though
yes.
this is the activity must be done by a business analyst, a developer must know what should be there in PDD. Okay, business analyst must will create PDD, but in few orgs anyone can create. The only detail is we need to know what should be mentioned in the PDD. PDD must contain what is the current as is process. Okay, what is to be process? Who are the stakeholders? Okay, what is meant by stakeholders? Like if the bot is developed, then whom it will be, or which team can benefit from that, or who is giving us this particular project? Who will be involved in analysis phase? Good question. So analysis phase, the problem that normally everyone will think is only one or two members or one or two roles will be involved in analysis phase. That's not the condition. So if there is only a two-member team, let's assume that there is a team lead as well as a developer, then business user who will be involved. So a business user, developer, and team lead, because team lead may have an understanding of Binda. I'm keeping you on mute.
Project manager.
Yeah, yeah, project manager. See, this is we are not restricting anyone that they should not be involved. Project manager.
Mostly the whole team will be involved in analysis or discovery phase, right?
Exactly. Bindu, I'll be keeping in mute. Don't please don't enable it. Okay. There is a disturbance from you. Okay. So most of the team members will be involved. See, everyone will given their own inputs, right? If I am a project manager, okay. So business user is someone who will use this project. For example, if there is a if there is a bank team who uses this particular automation will be a business user. Okay. Developer is the person who is developing. Team lead, maybe if four developers comes under a team lead who will manage the team activities, and project manager who will on holistic level, he will not be project manager only for this team, he will be project manager for multiple teams. Okay, but team lead will be a lead only for that project. So that is the difference. Okay, so these are the roles who will be involved, and in most of the things except in the development business user and project manager will not be involved. Developer and team lead will be involved most of the time. Okay, so we'll discuss on further details like who will be involved completely and what exactly will happen. Let's complete the life cycle for the time being. Since we have 25 minutes more, we'll complete this. So development will be done mostly by developers, team lead, and solution architect will also come in picture. Okay, solution architect will also come in picture. So Maruti, you are saying you will be moving as a solution architect, right? So you should not go as a developer, and you should not go into a development team, and you should not be into the development. You should be watching them on a higher level, and you should tell them what to do, and you should give them an opportunity to write the code as per their requirement. You should be the force that they should work on, but you should not write the code. Okay, why am I saying this? Because if you are doing a development work, then why do you need to be a solution architect? You can be a developer, right? Okay, so everyone must understand their roles and responsibilities. See, the main problem that will happen in the teams is if you being too technical, if you go into a team lead or a developer role and if you start working with them and if you give code for them, then they will stop working on the code, and you will be the person who will be working completely on the code, and they will not have any other work except to listen to you, maybe due to the role or maybe due to the experience. Okay,
Yeah.
just understand your roles and responsibilities and work accordingly. Okay,
Yeah.
so developer, team lead, and solution architect will guide us. So solution architect will tell how the solution should be. Team lead will assign tasks and developer will work on the tasks. Okay, so in testing there will be multiple testings that will be involved. First one is unit testing, integration testing. Gurdeep saying solution design document should also come under. Yes, so along with PED, we have one more document called solution design document, but there is a difference. Okay, so the main difference is PDD SDD will be created before creating the code and after creating the code, or will be created before starting the code and updated after completing the code.
Now, what is the difference between PDD and SDD?
Have patience. Okay, so in PDD we will have step-by-step process, right? In solution design document we will talk about solutions. It's not about step-by-step activities. Where bots are deployed. Okay, how many bots must be used? Must be used, and what is the trigger point? What are the triggers? Are there any peaks for the bot? For example, is there any time where we need to bring in new bots all of a sudden? So what is this peak time? For example, if the bot is working to create to place orders, and all of a sudden during festival seasons there are 10 times more orders, so there need to be new items or new bots that should be added up in the current process. So all these things must be added up in the solution design document. So we are designing a solution and we are giving that this is how you need to run this bot, this is what bot will do, and this is how you need to do. Okay, PDD contains what the bot must do. PDD contains it should add two numbers. Solution design document contains when it should add two numbers. Should it add in the morning? Should it add in the evening? Should it add in the afternoon? When it should start? Okay, so all these things will be available in solution design document. Okay, then integration testing, regression testing. We'll go back to regression testing. Okay, and we'll talk about one by one quickly. Unit testing will be done by developer. Okay, integration testing will be done by developer and team lead, tech lead. Regression testing, if there is a separate team for it, will be done by a tester. If there is no separate team, then a developer need to do all the activities, and I have done that. Most of the people who are already experienced might have done this. Okay, so it depends on the team. If there is only one member who is completely working, then you cannot bring in a new tester. That is not in your code, or you cannot take a decision to bring in new team members to the team. So you need to go and you need to do testing as well. Okay. And production deployment, who will be involved? Developer, solution architect, or scrum master. Okay. And from business users or from the business team, if there is any technical person or if there is any technical architect from business user to test it. Okay, so these are the members who will be involved. So what is production deployment? Move code to the actual machine with live environment and live data. Okay, so this is about production deployment and hypercare phase. So what exactly is hypercare phase? So uh, in hospitals we have something called ICU, right? Where intensive care unit, where people are being treated very cautiously, and each and every moment will be checked, or each and every breath will be considered. So after we deploy the project, we need to see each and every log of what the bot is doing and how the bot is processing. Why? Because till now whatever we have done is with a dummy data, but from now after deployment what it will do is into a production environment where any single decimal difference can bring in a lot of escalations. Okay, so this is agreed normally um, for 15 days. Okay, normally for 15 working days this will be taken up, or 2 weeks. So we will check each and every activity, we will check with the logs, we'll check with the exceptions, if the bot is running properly or not, everything will be checked. So in support and maintenance we will have if there are any new requirements, or suddenly if instead of a plus b, now business came and said that okay, now instead of a plus b do a minus b, updates with the process. Okay, so any updates with support and maintenance will be taken up in support and maintenance after the hypercare phase. Okay, so all these steps, like first from the beginning, analysis phase, okay, solution design phase, development phase, testing phase. So if once these steps are completed and if there is any new project, all the steps are repeated again. Okay. So now this is what a project development actually will be, and how we need to do with the process. And people who are already experienced with RPA, can you please unmute now? Not all, only Maruti. I have members, list of members. Do you want me to pick the names, or can you please unmute from by yourself? Just raise the hand. Just raise the hand. Urdeep, Anil Kumar, Bindu, you have experience. Okay, Chetan, Akriti. Akriti, I think you don't have experience. Do you have working experience? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, Vajram, I have.
Okay, done. So now, okay, this is for everyone. Just listen to what the experienced people will answer, because if you are putting some fake experience, then you need to know what exactly you need to answer, right? You cannot answer anything that an interviewer can easily pick up and state that okay, you don't have experience. You should know what you need to answer and how you need to answer, and when you need to answer to which question. Everything you need to know, and we will be covering each and every point and each and everything. Okay, so this question is for you four guys again. Now you already heard how did we answer about tell me if we want to start a project earlier. Now I want Maruti to answer me. Maruti, what how will you start with a project? So guys, please understand the difference between from now to the answers from the previous half an hour back. How did we answer? Okay, Marty, go ahead.
So as you said, right, first we'll be getting that document understanding, like analyzing the thing, how the process, everything it will be having. After that, so we'll be understanding the requirement and we'll be having a question and answers. In that document, in that meeting, right, we'll be checking with the users what kind of question, what kind of doubts we are having, everything. Once we are clear with the requirement, it will take for 1 week normally in the companies. So when we are clear with the requirement, then we in the here itself we have to check that all the application access are we are having the things. So all the development VDIs, testing team, everything will be making the ready. Once that is done, so here we'll be starting with the sprint. So in the sprint, we'll be, as he said, right, what all we'll be preparing that, we'll be assigning the task to the users, like developers, for a like a user story. In this user story, it will be taking based on the sprints. Once that is done, so they has developers has to do that unit testing, and they have to push the code to the QA, and QA people will be doing that testing as long, and they'll be identifying the issues, and developer has to start with the next sprint, and whatever the issues they are having, they have to fix that issues first sprint, and they have to manage the both the things. Once that is done, so later we have to integrate the code and we have to check everything. So here QA people will be doing the testing. After that, integration testing, then business analyst will be doing the testing. Once that is done, then will be go from the clients, they'll be doing that all testing, UAT testing. After that, right, once that is done, UAT sign off, then we'll be deploying the code to production. And as Vajran said, it will be take for us here. It will be 1 week hypercare. So we have to show to the what is the process, everything to them. So once they are satisfied with the requirement and everything, then they'll be taking care of it with the support and maintenance.
Excellent. Okay, so Maruti is more into your development, so he did not talk about documents. But if you bring in a business user, he will talk more on the documentation. Okay, so Maruti, since you are moving into solution architect phase, now you need to talk more on the documents. Okay, it's not about sprints. You are no more a team lead. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but they provided us the roles and responsibilities as a tech lead only. Designation as their manager. They provided.
Exactly. So when you are going as a manager, then you need to see if you are still doing the same things, then what is the difference?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waterfall model. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss on waterfall model and agile model. Okay. Then okay. Now
Yeah, it's the,
yes.
hello.
Yeah. Tell me. Tell me.
Actually, Maruti missed two things that we need to check whether uh, the project is feasible or not.
Exactly.
And the other
Feasibility
thing is we need
analysis is the
to,
analysis that we need to do. So he said, right. So see, during an interview, you cannot give all the answers, but uh, he covered that in documentation, and he said that he will understand the questions, right? He will write the questions and he will give it. So he covered it in that. But you said it correct. You need to mention it, Anil. We need to check if the process feasible to automate or not. Yeah. What's the second one?
yeah, like we need to go through all the applications whether it's working fine and what are the pop-ups are coming and how to handle all those, and more than twice or thrice we need to browse all the things.
Yeah. So that will
What all
cover
are
the
the,
feasibility check. Correct.
yeah.
And the bottlenecks. Yep. Yes, Anil. So, what's the next, Gurudeep? Now, if you want to answer the same question, then how will you answer? No need to repeat it. Try something new. There is no one answer for all the for this question. You can go ahead with new in your pace.
In order to commit, first we need to do the POC. Then
Okay.
we can have the
See
better.
again. POC will be for the people who are very new to the projects. But if you are mentioning that there are 3 years or 2 years experience, See, POC will be a 1 hour or 2 hours of activity where you are just trying if that particular application is accessible or not. Other than that, nothing. After
Thank
2 to 3 years in a project, so if I ask someone to do a POC, all I will see is if the application can be automated or do we have any hardships. Okay. Other than that, there is no extra POC required for already a team who is already developing things for a business users. Okay, Anil?
Yeah, like nowadays we are seeing document understanding, all the things,
Exactly. So
DocuSign, like
that is
yeah,
again new thing. Like a document understanding is coming in new. Okay. Once you have already have experience of 2 to 3 years where you have developed some 10 projects, then there is no special POC you require. Okay.
thanks, Vijay.
Yes. So we have 7 more minutes. We are not wasting the time, and there is my function today that's happening. So please bear with me. So Gurdeep and Rashmi,
Yeah, I hear. Good to hear. Thanks
yes.
for the questions. Yeah, starting with the question like what would be done, then we can start with all these phases that you have explained so far. That first we will do the analysis that what are the things that are involved. Basically, any applications, any input, any files, or any folders, or anything that are included in this process that the bot will be engaged with. We will is correct and everything is okay to move
Gurdeep, your
forward.
voice
Then
is breaking.
once we are done with that, we can move to documentation phase where we okay.
Your voice is
So
breaking.
sorry about that. Is my voice clear now?
Uh, a bit yes, a bit no. Okay, please continue. Let's continue. Okay, let Rashmi Priya answer, then we
Sure.
can continue.
So
Please check
after
with your
that,
colleagues.
what
Uh, Gurdeep, just a second. Let Lakshmi Priya complete.
Yeah. Hi.
Rashmi.
So I would proceed
sure.
uh, with the phases. Like first comes the discovery phase, in which we will check the feasibility. Will go through the PDD and the as is flow. What how the process has to be designed. How what are the manual steps for that?
Okay.
We'll check the feasibility if this is feasible for automation or not. Then we'll go through the SDD document. What is the to be flow? What are the steps that has to be performed during automation? Then comes the development, where according to the SDD steps, we need to follow the steps and we have to implement that uh, development. We have to implement the steps. After that, it goes for testing, where we'll test the process, whether it is working fine or not. And then it will move to after all the regression testing and everything is done, it will move to production. It will go live.
Okay. So there is one more important thing that we need to do. If you are going into development or if you are moving into different roles or if you're checking with interviews even. So in our teams, so there Rashmi, you haven't updated the tracker, so experience tracker. Please update that. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I don't know the path for that, so I did not update.
Um, Let me connect. So team, you need to help yourselves. Go ahead and talk to other team members. Okay. So
Sure.
here in the teams,
I was
hyper.
even I didn't fill it.
Yeah, I see. I That's fine. Please go ahead and fill it. We need it because people are getting referenced. I don't want to mention names, but I'm picking people and I'm sending them for interviews. I think few members have already got some opportunities for the interviews. So fill it immediately. I'm forwarding your details as soon as you are ready for the interviews. Okay.
Yeah. So, Vajra, was this the right approach, or should I answer it any other way?
Okay. Let me just pull up something for you. So there is in general folder files, there is something called mock interview transcript. Okay. So I want each and every one of you to have this document for you. Okay, so this is something that I have created for myself. Okay, so how did I introduce myself? Okay, I have overall 5 years of experience in IT. In that, I have 3 years of experience in RPA as a developer. I majorly worked with UiPath. I was involved in project lifecycle activities from the initiation state to analysis phase to deployment and finally to the maintenance phase. Like I covered all the things. I have experience in working with all types of bot development. So I also worked with activities with respect to email and UiPath activities. I have also good understanding with orchestrator activities. So what exactly I'm doing is I'm not answering to a person or to an interviewer like I have only no experience. I don't have experience, or I have only 6 months or 2 to 3 months of experience. Okay, so if you are able to answer something like this, then what exactly is happening is you are mentioning about orchestrator, you are mentioning about activities, you are mentioning about all the life cycle of the project and as well as versions of orchestrator. So by default, someone who listens to this answer will be able to think that okay, he really had that experience. Okay, and this is the best way to at least introduce yourself. See, when you are asked to introduce yourself, he is not interested if you like Maggi noodles or chicken biryani or anything with veg. All they are checking is with respect to project how you can contribute to their team. That's what you need to answer. Okay, so be completely technical if you are going for a technical interview. Okay, next, I have also given all the details like have you worked on PDD and have you created any custom activities, all these things. So create your own transcript. Okay, once you create your own transcript, then we can review your answers and we can tell what is correct and what is wrong that you are making. Okay, and I said this to every team member in the previous teams as well. Record your interviews. Record your interviews either in audio or in video. Nothing, no problem. You will be able to identify the issues clearly than just by remembering the questions.
Uh, I'm not able to see this RPA project team one folder in my Teams.
Okay. Let me stop the recording, then we can continue. Okay, the today's meeting is completed. Let me stop this, close. Okay.